Hello, everyone, and welcome to Key Conversations with Amanda. This is my series, if you have not followed along previously, where I get to bring in the amazing people I've met in my journey as an entrepreneur and business owner. And really, the idea is that we have our own zone of genius. If we can surround ourselves with others that make up for where we are weak, then we can all be strong together. And that's, of course, where this community that I want to develop is all about. And I'm very, very excited to have with me today my guest, Natalie Fairchild. We've known each other for quite some time, just in the networking world of our big small town of Vancouver, Washington. And and we were actually just potentially going to work on a project right before the pandemic happened. And so I'm so excited, Natalie, to have you on to share and with my community. And I'd love to please introduce yourself and let the community know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, thank you, Amanda, for having me on. When you reached out, I was thrilled. I love doing this, and I love your focus because it is all about just leading on other people's genius, like you said. I love how you put that, and getting through life together and taking little nuggets when we can. So I love that. So yes, Natalie Fairchild. I'm the Chief Inspirational Officer is my title I made for Pacific Perks Coffee, LLC. And we are a mobile flat rate catering company. So we're kind of like a Starbucks on wheels. We don't have a kiosk. We don't have a coffee shop. We do have a warehouse and office where we shoot out of, and we bring our services to different companies, events, private events, all kinds of different things. And we charge a flat rate. And for our beverage and treat options, that includes all the product and your own personal perkologist. We like to call them, one who creates an experience. We love, little names and puns, but and we're all about creating a fun experience. We love working with people that appreciate their employees, their clients, life celebrations, and we love to make it easy for them and fun for whoever we're serving. So that's a little bit about what we do.
Yes. And I will just kind of tag on. I've known many of your perkologists over the years. And it really creates, you have a fun culture that you've developed in your company. And I love that because it's a really good model. And you're also helping other businesses add to their culture by what you can offer and bring to the table. So I love that. So
That's probably one about the most passionate things I am about the business is those two things too. Creating the experience which creates the culture internally and to our clients and guests for sure.
absolutely. Well, let's kind of like tag on that a little bit with culture, because I think we all hear that. We all hear, creating culture, it's important. It's all of those things. And I think, it's kind of like the word authenticity. It's important, but it gets overused. But it really is something that in a business, especially the industry you're in as a service-based business, that culture is just vital. So how has that been something that you've navigated to really hold on to?
Well, it's interesting because I've learned, and someone said, and I was like, oh, you create a culture no matter what, right?
True. Good or bad.
So you can create a great culture, an okay culture, or a bad culture, but everyone has a culture for sure. Um, so I think it's one of my gifts and something that came from, my mom about how she always appreciated people. And she's the gal who, if you give her good service, she will ask for your manager's name and she will go home and she will do a review or leave a message for your manager or write a note. Like she's that type of gal. And I love that. It's like a lot of people take time to give you the not so good feedback. But I love the people that do take time to give the great feedback. And so she kind of instilled that in me. And so for our culture, you know, I just love creating a space where people feel heard and seen and appreciated and cared about.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it really starts from the top down. Those are the types of people that I have on my team, my operations team. I have amazing, amazing people. And then we hire our proctologists, and you know, that's what we're really, really looking for. So, and then a really unique thing about us is Pacific Perk started because we needed to balance our lives. And so that became the forefront, and I had to really practice it for myself. But that became the forefront of our lifestyle moving forward. And being an entrepreneur, you know, you do have the ability to have flexibility if you
I
take it and feel okay about it. So I challenge all the entrepreneurs out there. That is one huge benefit you have. So take it, practice it, use that muscle.
yeah.
So anyway, so that again, top down. So from the beginning, we have always had our proctologists who are employees. They get a W-2 at the end of the year. We always have them tell us their availability. And we have a system where our new proprietary software where they'll put it in themselves and update it ongoing. So we send them events for them to accept based on their availability. So they don't have to, you know, if they're going on vacation, they don't have to fill out a form. They don't, you know, if they want to volunteer in their kid's classroom, you know, they can do that. They don't have to miss out on the important things of life, you know, and a lot of our proctologists want to do 2 to 3 events a week, you know, and have the other time for themselves. So they have the ability to do that, but still be part of a community of people that care about them and you know, they have purpose as well. And it's just a super fun job because you're giving free stuff to people and they feel like you're the hero. So there's that benefit too.
Absolutely, because you know that lovely either cup of hot chocolate or smoothie. And I was at the recently the a golf tournament at Camas Meadows, and you know it's like, oh, thank you for the coffee, you know, and it is you feel like, oh, thank you, you saved the day. And I think your staff does amazing job. But what I love that you said is that you started this out of the desire and need to have that flexibility. And I do think that's one of the reasons many of us start a business, but we do lose ourselves. I can't tell you how many times I've looked and go, well, who made this schedule? Why am I what's going on here? And it's like, oh, I only have myself to blame for my insanity.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I actually am making it like a huge purpose and mission to like challenge, especially women in business, because we tend to carry a lot of different hats besides that one, to really practice that. Because if you have the ability, you need to take it. And if you're in the corporate world, I tell people, you have the ability to check out. So you better be checking out.
Absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
it's,
boundaries. You have
yeah,
the real ability to have those boundaries.
yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah.
where absolutely. So I love that.
Mm.
And you're developing such an amazing, I think, culture for, because I know some of the people that have worked for you, they've got other interests too. You're giving them the flexibility to maybe build their own dream job as well and work for you. And what a great example, because we as women especially, we tend to clear our plate and then go, oh, okay, I'll fill it all back up again until
Right.
you're falling over. And it's a challenge. I know so many women who they just kind of accept it as like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And
Yeah, you accept it and you keep going until you can't do it anymore.
true.
And it's great to try and avoid that falling off the cliff part because I have been there. So I'm just like, no, I know. I used to resist who I am as a person. So that we're kind of going off on a tangent, but I feel like it's important because there's this part of me that is, I would say, type A, go, go, go. Carla, my employee, she's always like, Natalie, go slower, so you can go faster. So I'm go, go, go. And that part of me gets rewarded, right? In the world, we get the badge for, oh my gosh, you work so hard and you
Oh
do so
yeah.
much.
The hustle.
Like that. Oh, and when you can do it and you're feeling good, it feels great. Like you get that, the pat on the back from the society. And then there's this other part of me that's at least 50% that I'm like, check out, downtime. I don't do a great job working over 40 hours a week. And sometimes I work less than 40 hours a week because I'm not my best self. And then I can't be my best self for my team, the company, my family, friends, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I really fought that for a long time because I liked the go, go, go part of me, but I never accepted the downtime part of me. And what I finally realized is this is just as important as the go, go, go so that I can go back to that. And so I'm appreciating my downtime. So when that little voice in my head is like, you should be blah, 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 I'm like, you know what? This is just fine where I'm at. And this is what I need if you listen to
Absolutely.
yourself. So again, do I have to practice this all the time? Absolutely. And I have to remind myself of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and it's a daily, I mean, for me, it's a daily practice of just assessing. And yeah, there's busy seasons where you are like, oh, but plan for a season or a segment of your week or month or whatever that's like chill. Like you said, check out and give yourself that space because I've started to develop a mantra because I'll do or die for my clients sometimes to make sure I get things done and shove things out of the way if sometimes even if I shouldn't because they're in a panic over something they didn't plan for.
Yes.
But it's for me the reality that I don't have a job that anyone is going to die if I don't get it done by tomorrow. There might be disappointments. There might be uh, upset people if for some reason something happens. I
Right.
don't like to get myself in that situation, but it's like if I absolutely had to check out or not do something, it's like no one's going to die.
Yeah. And kind of you have to go to that level to just be like, but a really good trick that I've been trying to do with myself, because sometimes I'll be like, I'll get that back to you by, and I'll give it a really short time frame. And people, you can always check in with your clients and say, what is your time frame on this?
Yeah.
And let them know what you can do because we think that they need it sometimes right away when maybe they don't. But the tip that I've been trying to do is really padding that time frame
Oh yeah.
for return because I think in my go 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 mind that I can get all this done and blah 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 blah,
Right.
stressing myself out. Whereas if I pad it, then I can flow through my days and not be worried and have time to get it done.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've learned that especially as me personally bringing in um supportive team to work on projects and for me to be able to finally not just be me in the business but be able to not only give myself space but also help other creatives and give them work. But that expectation of letting them know, okay, it needs to be done by this time frame, giving them padding, but then also knowing even on the flip side of that. So if they're tuning in, sorry, sometimes I tell you it's due sooner than I actually tell the
No,
client.
that's a good leader. That's a good leader because, there's life happens with
Yeah.
them, with us, with technology,
Oh yeah.
that's just a great tactic.
Oh yeah. Well, like last night I was supposed to get some projects done just because I have a big event coming up, and um I went out to the couch and sat down, and my husband's looking at me and I go, well, my computer told me I needed to stop working because it stopped working and I can't do anything if it's not working. So,
Sometimes the universe will take care of things for you, right?
yeah. And
Yeah.
this morning it was fine.
Yeah.
Problems.
I think it's knowing too when you're really productive during the day because it's all
Yeah.
different for everybody. And I'm really good in the morning. So this morning I've been doing some sewing for Pacific Perks. We have a new cart design, our phase one, and we have these bags and they needed to be altered. And so I've been sewing this morning, and last night I'll tell myself like, oh, I'll do that, after dinner. And I know myself that I start declining around 3:30. I need a break. I need, whatever. And then I just, I I very often or very not very often do I do any work in the late afternoon, evening. But boy, I can get up in the morning and just power through stuff, and like that's my go time. So, it doesn't have to be 8 to 5, especially as a
Yeah.
business owner. Some people are really good at night. So have it be that way. Go to town at 10 o'clock. I'll be sleeping, but you go to town.
Yes. Well, and that is my, I'm definitely the night owl who can, that's where the creative things kick in. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
But then I, have tried to force myself into, the expected entrepreneur of showing up for this or that at, 7 in the morning or at whatever. And I'm like, just sleep a little bit more because I
And
was
then
up
what
really
happens?
late.
And then you don't make it or you're late, and then that doesn't reflect good on you.
Yeah.
It's okay to go, you know what? I don't do early morning BNIs. Like, I'm sorry, like that just it
That's,
doesn't work for me.
yep.
I do lunch and later, types of things. And
Yep.
just being okay with that.
Yeah. And I love that. I think that's something that we can actively do. I think any entrepreneur, but especially women is yes, of course, we have our expectations in our life that we have to make happen, but it's okay building a business. You can build your schedule, which means you can shape when you say yes or no to the things, and don't feel pressure. Because I imagine with especially the industry you're in, you're dealing with probably lots of different timetables that people expectations early morning or late afternoon or this or that. And that's probably really tricky to navigate, or maybe in early on of like wanting to show up for everyone at all the times that work for them. So is that something that you struggled with when you were first putting together?
When we were first putting it together, well, you're hungry and it's your survival.
Yeah.
So it's very normal to just, well, be excited you have business coming in. It's just
True.
like, yay, yay, yay. I remember in the very beginning of the business, Jim became the stay-at-home dad in the morning and would get the kids off when if I had an event to go to, because I was first out on carts. So I would definitely like go do the cart, and then I'd come home and I'd be like, are you okay if I just, you know, go take a walk with my sister or whatever, and really and chill from that. So
Yeah.
early
Decompress.
morning is great for me. Now, to the point of my not being a night owl, we started doing all night parties, years ago.
Mhm.
At
Oh
first,
gosh.
I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Like, I'm horrible at night. But like the adrenaline kicks in and it's totally fine, and you get through it.
You cope.
You cope for a short time, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that, you have to figure out, and you kind of talked about this a little bit. It's really important to bring people in your business to support you. And, I got the advice quickly on, okay, you need to be the last out on events. And I was
Yeah.
like, what? But the money's there, it's like right there. And they're like, you can make more money working on your business, and not in it. So that's kind of the realization, really good one. So lots of little light bulb moments through the years. And so once I did that, then I could balance my life a little bit different and
Yeah.
put different things on there and adjust the timetables of it and that kind of thing. To today, I'm not really in the day to day at all, which is really nice. I get to work on the big projects and
Yeah. You get
yeah,
to let it expand and grow. And I love that you brought that up because absolutely, if you're working in the thick of it, which we all, when we first start our business, we're just like, like head
yeah,
deep in all of it.
yeah,
But when you're able to say, okay, how can I extract myself? And it's scary because obviously you're hiring people or you're trusting people with your business and your baby. But it absolutely, well, and it also gives you flexibility that if there is an emergency, if there is something that you can like come in versus you
yeah.
don't have any backup otherwise.
Yeah, we've learned the hard way on that one, like spreading us way too thin on a super, super busy day in the year. And, everyone working an event, including the ops team, and then someone get calling out sick and there's no backup. So yeah, you do that once and you're like, okay, moving forward.
Moving
So
forward, we will never schedule this one ever again.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
And
yeah,
that ability, well, and that, I mean, looping back to what we first started about, that's, I think, the pinnacle of creating a culture that makes sense for your a good culture that makes sense for your business is everyone is watching each other's back. And yeah, the boss needs to be working on the forward motion, the big things that are to come to grow and expand. And that only, I think, perpetuates the people that are you're working with to see and capture that vision and go, oh wow, we can, this is growing, this is going places and all of that. So
yeah, absolutely. And we find that, creating that culture and giving them the flexibility when Tristan, is kind of the master scheduler, is like, okay, all hands on deck, this date, December,
oh
the
yeah.
person week's this, whatever. People, our team is really good at, giving us as much as they can, and opening up their availability or maybe working a few more events than they normally would in a week or,
Sure.
that kind of thing. So it, there's a lot of benefits that trickle down, when people feel like they are seen, heard, appreciated.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know you mentioned, you said you get to work on the bigger things. And so I know that's something you have kind of some great things in mind. And I wanted you to share maybe some of the opportunities that some of the people that are listening in may be able to connect with you about.
Yeah. So one of our dreams from the get go was to franchise Pacific Perks. So late last year, we became a franchise. So it was very, very exciting. It was a year and a half of intense work to put it together, with our proprietary software and getting all our SOPs up to snuff and, lots of decisions to be made, lots of different things that go through that. But so yeah, so we actually we're talking to a few different people, which I'm excited about. But technically, we do have a South Portland metro area territory that has clients in it right now. So it's a great opportunity for no other territory will have this where there's business already happening in that area. So we're talking like the Wilsonville, Tualatin,
Oh,
Sherwood,
yeah.
um, you know, Oregon City territory. So that's really exciting. And then, we're also excited to expand out into Idaho, like Boise, Coeur d'Alene area,
Wow.
Arizona. We're talking to somebody right now in the Phoenix area, but there'll be several territories there. So we're excited. So, and we're trying to award franchises to people that do support the kind of culture that we have,
Mhm.
that do want the life balance that is so important to us. Um, because we want to work with people that strive for that or have that ingrained in them already,
Yeah, that
because
totally makes sense.
that's who we want to add to our family, the Perks family. And I want to be able to give the opportunity to, I love empowering women, but intentional men as well, that maybe need a lifestyle change or want to be their own boss, and that kind of thing. And so that's the kind of people that we want to attract. Because like us, we had to, something had to change for us, and we've made it work. And it's been, actually, I can't even believe it, 16 years.
Wow. Well, congratulations. Obviously, it's working, and to be able to offer something like franchise is amazing. So I guess if anyone is out there listening and this little light bulb moment has popped, how would they get a hold of you to learn more?
Yeah. So you can always go to our website. So www.pacificperkscoffee.com. So Pacific like the ocean, perks, Perks. Yeah.
Down there.
Coffee.com. And there's a franchise page there. And they can always email us at info@pacificperkscoffee.com, or franchise
Perfect.
and at pacificperkscoffee.com. And yeah, we'd be happy to chat with them about the opportunity. So
Perfect. Well, as I was pointing below, everything, just check out links. And of course, follow Pacific Perks on their social media, because it's always fun to see what I love. It's always fun to see the fun and joy that you bring to other people's
yeah,
cultures and companies and events. So it's some great pictures.
I
Well, thank
know we've got some hubcaps, we've got a doggy licking up the cup, or llamas at an event. We've had all kinds of fun things. So.
Yes, you gotta keep it crazy here in the Northwest. We've got lots that we can make fun. Well, thank you so much, Natalie, for joining me today and sharing your wisdom, because we so need to be building a culture that allows us to breathe and not work ourselves. Like, we own a business for a reason. And so I love that you brought that to the forefront, because it's so important as we start to plan for our next year, right?
Yeah, those yearly planning meetings are about to happen. So,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. What do you want out of life? What do you want out of your business? And it's not just to work like a dog, it's hopefully to enjoy life through the process as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you again so much. And to everyone out there, if you have not caught it live, catch it on the replay. And of course, it's over at the YouTube channel as very soon as well. And we will see you next time for Key Conversations with Amanda. Take care.
Thanks, Amanda.